Hi Pisces, it's Nick. I hope you guys are doing good. It's for all my Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, men and women. We are now covering the 24th till the 30th of January, so we're kind of closing the month out pretty soon. On the 24th, Monday, depending where you're on the world, Mars is entering Capricorn. So we are going towards and with our actions, our passions, motivations, and desires, we're doing so in a more practical, logical way. So this is actually a great time to get things done or get started on projects or complete projects, study, do tedious work, because we're going to have the endurance and the willpower to do so. But Mars is exalted in Capricorn, so we can sometimes take it too far or do too much where we get burnt out and drained. So you just want to have some balance. So use this energy to get stuff done, but you just want to make sure that you also don't go too far and then you hurt yourself or you burn out. Okay, and then on the 26th, Mercury is still in retrograde, but it's going to be shifting temporarily from Aquarius to Capricorn and then going back into Aquarius in February. But everything involving our thinking, communication, how we express ourselves, we're doing so in a more practical, logical way. No emotions involved, very direct, clear, cutthroat. So you want to make sure you're aligning with these energies and you're being very direct and handling business and keeping emotions fluff to the side. There's a lot of Capricorn energies in the sky, so but these energies kind of help us, and we sextile Capricorn, so I think you guys will find these energies favorable for you. And then on the 29th, Venus is going to be going direct. So practically seeing the reality of our passions or our what we love, people, places, things, seeing the reality of it. Okay, what was a need? What was a want? Why this didn't work out with this person, or why I didn't get this thing that I wanted. Okay, now I understand it. And separating our needs and our wants, being realistic about these things, or even with our relationships, like, okay, I see what I need to do to improve this relationship, or I see that this relationship is just not going to work out, and we're being realistic about it. Okay, a lot of Capricorn energies. All right, so we're going to be covering a little bit of health, work, and love. I will have a link to the extended reading below the description box if you're interested afterwards. And I don't know about you, but January has been very tiring. Maybe just the Capricorn energies, it's like, whoa, oh my god, I feel so tired. And I think every month, every season that you go through, whether it's Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries season, you kind of get a feel for what that sign goes through, according to how that season, like, you get to feel temporarily what that energy is like, so if you want to get to know the signs, just get to know each season. Every time we're entering a different season, you understand, oh, okay, this is what Aries feels like, this is what Pisces feels like. You kind of get a little bit of the experience. So if you've been feeling tired, welcome to a Capricorn's life. Literally, I've been feeling it. All right, so Pisces, my gorgeous fishies, my fellow Pisceans, when it comes to your health, I feel like you're in preservation mode. You are really you're like preserving, or you're stocking up on things. Maybe you're stocking up on food or on beauty products, on health products, things that you need, values or valuables, like for your health, vitamins, anything. You could be stocking, like maybe you ordered like a bulk package of things, bulk vitamins, bulk hair products, bulk this, or canned foods. Like, I feel like you're in preparation mode. You're like putting everything together, and you're trying to be prepared, or you're prepared, like ahead of the game. I feel like a lot of you are also trying to really value yourself a lot more, and you're learning to preserve your energy, not just like physically, but you're also learning to, like, not everything deserves my time, my attention, and my energy is valuable. Like, when I give so much of myself to others, sometimes I'm like drained and I'm depleted. So I need to know when it's time to like preserve, keep to myself, and when I can give out more. But it feels like this week you're kind of just keeping to yourself. Maybe you're being more of a hermit, or you're staying indoors. You're not really wanting to be out and about as much, maybe. Of course, it's different for everybody, but I just feel like you're kind of in preservation mode, whatever that means. Taking care of yourself a little bit more. Maybe you're seeing, and I've been seeing literally a lot of people getting sick, and you're like, uh-oh, let me stay out. Let me take care of me, make sure that I'm good. Okay, and some of you could be dealing with, or maybe you're being asked to embody that Taurus energy in your health, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Okay, like be fixated, be stubborn about your health, and be consistent, stick with it. Okay. All right. So when it comes to your work, school, career, and finances, I believe Scorpio got this as well. You're receiving love and support from the universe and from people, places, things around you with your career, your work, your schooling, anything like that. Some of you could be receiving some kind of inheritance or trust fund, or you're getting part ownership of a company, business. Or you're partnering up with a family member or someone that's kind of like family for business, for schooling, or someone's helping you either with your career or finances, maybe lending you money or gifting you money. It could be a family member, or you are involved in a family business or thinking of starting some kind of family business or partnering up with family, maybe to leave a legacy, or this is going to be for your family, for your kids, for your, people that you love. But it feels like you're receiving love and support here. Maybe your family or your people that you love are supporting you, are helping you, that yes, go do this, we'll help you, like we'll pay for your schooling, or we'll support you, we'll be there for you. It feels like things are manifesting for you and you're in a better position now than you were maybe months ago or years ago. It feels like you've been manifesting a lot and you're gaining a lot of appreciation or support from people, even from strangers possibly, that love you and love what you're studying, love your work, your product, your service, whatever it is that you're doing. You're being encouraged here by the universe. Yes, do this. The more you put your heart and soul into this, the more it's going to accumulate, the more abundance you're going to attract. And you attract abundance in your life when you're doing what you love, when you are putting your heart and soul into it. And the universe can only react to what's real, and what's fake does not get traction, but what's real does. And so it feels like here now you're manifesting, you're receiving real, genuine, authentic love and support. Nothing that was bought or leased or borrowed. It's like coming to you without you even asking. Okay. All right. So when it comes to your love, relationships, and dating, on your side here, we have the 7 of Cups, 6 of Pentacles, and the Hermit. All right, so some of you could have Libra or Virgo somewhere in your chart. And then on this other side, for this other person, this can be the past, present, or future situation, or all three, all the above. And it applies whether you're single, in a relationship, married, divorced, situationship, friends with benefits, you don't know what's going on. It's okay. It's just the energy. So it can kind of give you an overview. Take what fits, leave the rest out. No problem. So we have the Emperor, Death, and the Knight of Wands. All right, so very, very intense energy. Okay, so you could definitely be dealing with an Aries, Scorpio, heavy Mars energy here. Aries, Scorpio, or another fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, Sun, Rising, Venus. But of course, it doesn't have to be. It could be any sign, like I always say to you guys. It could just be the energy this person is embodying or playing out at this time. Wow, it feels like an inconsistent, intense energy with someone that kind of throws you off, but now you're realizing the truth, like the reality of it, and just seeing it for what it is, not for what you were hoping, not what you were wishful, not like wishful thinking. You're seeing the reality of like, okay, this person is inconsistent and intense and does all these things because of this. Now I get it. Now I understand. Like at first I was kind of confused and it was throwing me off. I was getting like mixed signals. I was not understanding, but now I get it. All right. And now I can act accordingly, either address it, remove myself, and be in peace. And I feel like a lot of you are choosing to kind of just like do your own thing, go internal and not take things personally and just leave someone alone. And a lot of times the best thing you can do when someone is giving you a hard time or just like not reciprocating or at least not changing the things that you've already addressed is literally just leave them alone. Like sometimes we can't force someone to act right. We can't force someone to love us the way we want them to love us. You just gotta like let them be and leave them alone. All right, so it feels like here's someone who is very active, very action oriented. Maybe this is more of like a morning person, or they're very active, either physically, maybe they do sports or hobbies, or they're very just action oriented, more of a doer, okay, not really a talker. They are passionate, but they're also really intense, okay? They're a feeler, they feel things. I feel like this person can sometimes be a little bit aggressive or have a bad temper, or be very, very impatient, super impatient, okay? Can get easily kind of irritated or aggravated. I feel like they're a leader though. They are a strong leader. Maybe they're a manager, CEO, or They tend to, be the one leading the crowd or making the decision, or they like to call the shots, okay? They like to call the shots, but they could be a little bit of a hothead, but they are direct. They're pretty forward, like what you see is what you get, but sometimes it can rub people the wrong way. They could have a good relationship with a father figure in their life, or a mentor, or they tend to want to be the leader, okay? I feel like this is also someone who's really intense, like emotionally. They may not always show it, but they take things to heart. They take things very personally, and they can be a little bit vengeful at times, or they can hold grudges, okay, without you really knowing or without anyone knowing. But they're very, really intense, and they want things done their way, which can sometimes not be good when dealing with relationships or relating with people. And it feels like at first everything was all good, or you saw the best in this person, like you usually tend to do, right? Because Pisces, we tend to do that. We see the best in everyone. It feels like they put their best foot forward. You saw their best selves, but they weren't as mature as you thought, or it wasn't all what you thought, because it felt like you were kind of confused. Maybe you got a lot of mixed signals, or sometimes it was good, sometimes it wasn't. There's a lot of inconsistency here. There's a lot of inconsistency, and then like intensity that you didn't understand. You're like, is this me? Like, maybe I didn't read that right, or maybe maybe I'm thinking too deeply about it. But no, it was a confusion that this person was passing on to you, because they weren't really being, it's not that they were lying to you or trying to hurt you, but I don't think that they were as capable or as ready to love you in the magnitude that you want to be loved, or as ready to give you what you need, okay? And so emotionally, you were kind of all over the place, or you were feeling very confused. And so slowly you started to maybe try to relate to them, or try to balance your energy a little bit more and be a little more practical. Okay, you're like, okay, let me just tone it down. Let me just take a step back and not do too much, not say too much, because I just feel kind of confused. I don't know what's going on. Sometimes they're like this. Sometimes they tell me one thing. Sometimes they tell me another thing. And then I'm like, what the heck? I don't know. I'm confused. So let me tone it down a notch. Let me be a little bit more real. Let me be a little more practical, a little bit realistic. And you started to, instead of giving too much or giving too little, you're like, let me play the game where, if you do this, then I'll do this. Like, you tend to mirror back a lot to people, and you probably did this subconsciously without even really thinking about it. You're like, okay, if they're being like this, then I'm going to be like this. If they're being this way, then I'll be like this. Like, if they're being consistent, I'll be consistent. If they're being inconsistent, then okay, I'm going to be inconsistent too. So you were kind of mirroring back to them the energy that they were giving to you. And that I think triggered them in some way, shape, or form. And they got kind of you felt a big shift in their energy. And this is something that a lot of Pisces, you don't really know how to explain. It's just something you feel internally. And you felt the shift in them, like emotionally, that they were kind of upset, or like, I don't know, almost, triggered or mad at you. And you're like, I don't know, I'm just giving you the same energy you're giving me. I don't know, I'm just mirroring back to you. And you started to really see them acting out or doing things that turned you off. Either the way they were, the things they were saying, things they were doing, what they were entertaining, or certain behavior. You could tell their behavior kind of changed. They were acting really maybe chivalrous or doing the right things, and then all of a sudden now they're acting childish. You're like, it's intentional. It's not really them, or maybe it is them, and they were just playing an act in the first place. But you saw a change in their behavior that was kind of turning you off and like entirely. So you're like, okay, I see the reality of this, that this is not what I want. This person's clearly gonna waste my time, and so I'd rather remove myself and distance myself before I let it go any further. So you've kind of detached physically, and you're kind of just doing your own thing, but you're seeing the reality of it, not feeling butthurt, not crying, not doing anything. You're just like, okay, thank you. Like, you kind of, what's the term? What's the term where like you saw it coming, shot the bullet. What's the term? No, I can't remember it now. Anyways, you saw it, you see the reality of it, and you're like, okay, now that I see it, I'm not going to let it waste my time. So I just feels like this person started to behave kind of childish, do weird things, and you're like, maybe play some little tactics, and you're like, I'm not really into that. I'm not doing that. So it's cool. I'm going to do my own thing. And you've kind of gone hermit, and I feel like now you've kind of gone cold and you're more just like closed off to this person's energy. And I do feel like they feel that energetically. Okay, so we're gonna dive in deeper and extended to get more information to see where their energy is at, what are they thinking, what are they feeling when it comes to you, what they don't want you to know, that maybe you should know, and what their next action move will be towards you, and then also your advice. So we'll continue on in the extended, link will be below. Hopefully I'll see you guys there. If not, I'll see you for our next reading. All right, take care, and I wish you guys all the best. Bye.